Hello, so I'm now going to show you more about queries, and I'm going to show you how to sort queries. So I'm going to go back to Access, and I'm going to open up under Create and then New Query Design. I create a new query by clicking on Design, and I get my show table, and I'm going to double click on Products. So in other words, I'm going to create a query using my products table, and now I'm going to close the show table dialog box. Okay, so I want to select my table, my columns. I'm going to firstly drag and drop category ID, or I can just double click to shoot the columns down, and I've chosen category, and then I've chosen supplier, and now I'm going to choose product name, and now I'm going to choose price. So the double clicks select the columns and put them on the grid. But now what I want to point out to you, in this particular query, other than the other queries, I've paid attention specifically to which column do I draw first, because my sorting works from left to right. You've got to remember that. So categories is on the first column, and I go to the sort row, and then I click on ascending. And now when I run this, okay, so here you can see I've got all the categories 1 and then all the categories 2. So I've got no other sort order in there, so it's only the categories that will show a sorted order. So go back to design view. Now what I want to do is I want to, within the category ID, I want to sort supplier ID. So in other words, where category ID is the same, for them I'm going to sort the supplier ID in ascending order. Now I've got to do it from left to right, so category ID is my first sort level, and supplier ID is my second sort level. So when I run that, I've got, for all the category ID ones, for them I've got the supplier ID going from small to big. And here where the supplier ID is small again, it's because I'm on my second category. And so in other words, supplier ID is sorting within the category ID as my second sort level. And I have to do that by putting the category ID first. That's how the computer knows which is my first sort level and which is the second one. Now I'm going to add another sort level. I'm going to say product names. I'm going to do that in ascending order. So now where the supplier ID is the same, product name will be in ascending order. So here where I've got supplier ID 1, I've got my products in the same order. Here where I've got supplier ID 2, I've got my products in ascending order. So in other words, the third sort order only sorts if on the second sort level I've got the same value. The second sort level only sorts when on the first level I've got the same value. So where category is the same, their supplier is ascending, and where supplier ID is the same, there the product is ascending. Right, so if I wanted to change that sort order, so let's say for instance I want category ID, and I'm not interested in the product name, then I just click on sorted. I change it back to not sorted, and I'm also going to change my supplier ID to not sorted, but where the category ID is the same, for them I want to sort it by price. Okay, and I'm going to say by price descending. So where the category ID is the same, for them the price will be descending. So I didn't have to move the position of price because it's on the right hand side of the category anyway. So category is still my first sort order, and within that price. So the price, they don't have to be adjacent, as long as the leftmost column, where I use ascending, the computer will look at the leftmost column, and that becomes my first level, etc. So now I'm going to run, and here you can see I've got where category ID is the same, there are my products are going to be in descending order because I've selected descending order. So here for number 2 or category 2, the prices are again in descending order. So I just want to show you descending. So the price is descending, the product is still ascending. If I wanted that also in descending order, then I just select descending, and now you'll see I've got the number 8, category 8 first, and for them I've got my prices in descending order. Okay, so that is really all about the sorting. It's extremely easy. So that's all for now.